Good evening and welcome to FRC Media News for Thursday, October 11th, 2018. I'm Donna Mata. Tonight, we are going to get right into the breaking story of the day, and that is that Fall River Mayor Jaziel Correa II was arrested reportedly at his home today, earlier this morning. And we have Will Richmond, the Herald News City digital editor, on the phone now as we speak. I know you said Joe Good was in Boston. We are obviously recording this at 2 o'clock on Thursday, the 11th, so we're obviously going to report on what we have right now. I know the Attorney General's office in Boston held a news conference. Can you tell us what happened there, Will?
Sure. Well, the press conference was held by the U.S. Attorney that represents Massachusetts. They announced that Jaziel Correa had been arrested and taken into custody on charges of defrauding investors related to his company Snow Owl, and also for failing to file taxes with the IRS or proper IRS taxes. This is, a story that's been ongoing for quite some time now. Since the mayor has taken office over about 3 years ago, and certainly has come to a head today with the announcement of these charges that involve both the U.S. Attorney, the FBI out of Boston, representatives from the U.S. Housing and Urban Development, and we'll see what happens as this continues to move forward.
And obviously, it is a big story. It made national news. The investigation has been ongoing now for about a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer. And again, the charges are of wire fraud and filing false tax returns, and it is in connection with his company, Snow Owl. He's being arraigned at 2 o'clock in federal court in Boston. And I also just found out, too, that Governor Charlie Baker and Karen Polito actually withdrew the Democrats' endorsement from the website, at least, after the mayor's arrest today. Now, Will, let me ask you this. Was it shocking news to you or your staff?
Well, certainly, we've been following this story for quite a while now. We had heard some rumblings that something could happen this month, but we've heard those rumblings many times before in the past, so we've kind of fallen into a we'll believe it when we see it type of situation here in the office. Certainly, that it did actually happen came as a surprise, and certainly was information that, we learned just this morning. Our reporter, Joe Good, who has really taken the lead on many of these stories, started to receive calls early this morning saying that the mayor had been arrested, and, it was shortly after that the U.S. Attorney's Office confirmed his arrest and announced that a press conference would take place this morning. And certainly that seems to be, so certainly the actual arrest has come as a surprise. But it shows we've stood behind our reporting on this topic throughout, despite denials from the mayor in the past. And, we continue to stand behind it, especially so today after his arrest.
Now, we'd like to remind our audience, too, that he was indicted, yet obviously not convicted. He is set to be arraigned today. I also learned earlier this morning that the city officials, the administration representatives, did meet today at City Hall to discuss how to move the city forward in terms of having government run smoothly in light of what's happening. And I know that Joe Macy, the city's corporation counsel, was in on that meeting, as was Cliff Ponte, who is the president of the city council. Now, as we all know, if the mayor is away on business or if anything's happening and he's unavailable, that the president of the council steps up to serve as mayor. Do you know anything that's happened since that meeting disbanded this morning?
At this point, we've been told that there may be a statement that will come from Corporation Counsel Joe Macy or from the city after the arraignment takes place. We've also been informed that Mayor Correa is expecting to address the media at some point later today. This will depend on when the arraignment is concluded and what time he's able to get back to Fall River, following the arraignment in Boston. So that's expected to happen either late this afternoon or early tonight, and we should probably get some more clarity at that time in terms of what the next steps are for the city and for the mayor himself.
And again, that will be happening later today. It's October 11th. We're recording the show once again at 2 o'clock if you're just tuning in. Obviously, the Fall River Herald News as well as FRCmedia will be covering the details as they become available and as more people come out to speak on this issue. So thank you, Will, very much for your input. What are you covering for the weekend?
I think at this point we'll wait and see as we'll continue to be following up on today's news with the mayor and see where we'll be taking the story next.
Again, this did come sort of as a surprise to all of us here in the media and obviously in the city. So we do appreciate your input once again, and good for you. You will be talking to Keith next week, Will. In the meantime, have a great weekend.
Thanks. You too, Donna.
Okay, thanks. We'll have more FRC Media news right after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Print and Marketing Associate. Staples, located at 416 William S. Canning Boulevard, is looking for a full-time print and marketing associate responsible for assisting customers with copy and print solutions for their business needs. Job number 11110737. Licensed Practical Nurse. Neuro-Restorative, located at 86 Reading Street, is seeking a full-time licensed practical nurse to provide prescribed medical treatment and personal services to support children and adults with brain surgery. Job number 11116883. Tax Professional. H&R Block, located at 1321 South Main Street, is in need of an experienced tax professional to work with clients with diverse tax needs. Job number 11116626. Alexandra's Boutique, located at 372 South Main Street, is looking to fulfill the following part-time positions. Greeter Customer Service. Job number 11106448. Fashion Stylist. Job number 11106445. St. Anne's Hospital, located at 795 Middle Street, is looking to fulfill the following full-time positions. Pain Management Secretary. Job number 11106699. Cafeteria Aide Cashier. Job number 11106694. For more information on these or other positions, visit Mass Hire JobQuest at jobquest.detma.org or call the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in with us, the big news of the day is that Fall River Mayor Correa has been arrested this morning, and he was charged with federal charges of wire fraud and filing false tax returns. Prosecutors do say he defrauded investors of the money and used it to live in what they termed a lavish lifestyle, as well as to fund his political career. Meanwhile, the November state final election is less than a month away. Fall River residents have until October 17th to register to vote in that election. That's according to the city's Board of Election Chairwoman, Kelly Susie Young. She says her office will be open for those last-minute registrations until 8 o'clock on October 17th. During a recent visit to Bristol Community College, Congressman Joseph P. Kennedy urged all students, by the way, to register to vote in that election.
The students that are here are, for the most part, going to be of the age that their generation is going to decide the outcome of this election in 2018 and certainly the next one in 2020. They're going to decide it because they vote, or they're going to decide it because they don't. And so my hope for each and every one of them is that they recognize that they've got this extraordinary opportunity and responsibility to either to send a message one way or the other, depending on your political viewpoint, as to whether the country should continue down its current path or should adjust. And I've obviously got my own thoughts on that, but that's the powerful thing about your franchise and your ability to vote. And my hope here is that every student will exercise it.
There will be 3 ballot questions for voters to consider. Ballot question number 1 asks voters if they approve of a law on which no vote was taken by the Senate or House of Representatives on or before May 2nd, 2018. Of course, there is a summary that follows that, and you could access that on the Secretary of State's website. If a yes vote is passed, it would mean that okay, let me start again. A yes vote would limit the number of patients that could be assigned to one registered nurse in hospitals and certain other health care facilities. A no vote would make no change in current laws relative to patient-to-nurse limits. During a recent taping of a legislative program that has aired on FRC called Voices on the Hill, State Representatives Mike Roderick and Paul Schmid expressed concern about a yes vote passing. Here's why.
Anybody that runs a business will tell you how they staff their particular company is critically important to how they provide services for their customers, for their clients. In this case, in hospitals, it's for the patients. But to have a law that sets in statute finite numbers, I think it's a big mistake, and I think that it removes the flexibility that hospital administrators need in order to assign staffing levels associated with the patient safety, with the patient's health, with the patient's risk. And but in this world of referendum legislation, we talked about it earlier this morning, that's a danger of some of this type of legislation where you're making decisions on very difficult and complicated issues, and it comes down to a yes or no vote.
Well, and Senator, you're right, and many nursing homes are particularly concerned about this question number one, because if it passes, it will pull many nurses out of the nursing homes, and we're going to find our seniors and our elders with even less care in the nursing home settings. So personally, I'm very concerned about question number one, and I hope that everyone will think very carefully when they look at that on the ballot and think of their parents and grandparents in nursing home settings.
On the lighter side of the news, the Fall River Children's Museum held a ribbon-cutting ceremony this week to announce the opening of the nonprofit's second-floor space exhibit. During the event, the new president and CEO of the Bristol County Chamber of Commerce had these words of appreciation.
Many people, when they hear of a Chamber of Commerce, they just think of it as straight business and only business. But an important part of business is the quality of life. And I just want to thank you and your board, because what the Children's Museum brings to the community in terms of quality of life is just outstanding. And you should be very, very proud. And the donation of putting it together is just another example of how important it is, and how great an organization that you've built in a very short period of time.
This is phase one. Phase two will be developing in the back, the judge's bench. And that white wall you see over that, we're looking for a donation of a flat screen TV. We have a loop to Nassau, so we're going to have a loop running so the kids will see where the space station is and when it's coming over New England. So we're very excited about that.
Fuel assistance applications are available for income-eligible residents through Citizens for Citizens located on Griffin Street in Fall River. And those applications include more than just financial help for heating sources. Here's more.
The energy application is actually not just fuel assistance, but it's also for our energy programs as a whole. And our goal here is to help the energy burden costs come down for clients. So it's not just we're helping you pay your bill, but we want your bills to become more affordable. We want the home which you live in to be healthy and safe. And so that's where our energy programs expand. So once you're determined eligible and we're paying your heating bill, you get on the discount, and then you're name would be referred for an energy audit, or you can call our office and request a specific audit. And somebody goes into the house and they kind of look at everything that's going on in the home. So they look at the light bulbs, they look at the shower heads, they look at the heating system. They'll do a test to see if there's insulation in the walls. Sometimes there's some misconceptions about the program, so you don't have to be a renter or a homeowner. We help both homeowners and renters. So a lot of people feel if they own their own home, they're not eligible for assistance. That's just so untrue. So we do help renters and homeowners alike.
First-time applicants must go to CFC on Griffin Street to talk to an intake worker while they process their application. We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
Today on Hot Dogs and Cool Cats, we have Millie. She is a 7-year-old Staffordshire Terrier mix, we believe. She's super sweet. She is spayed. She is very even-tempered. She does not want to have the zoomies. She loves attention. She loves giving kisses more than anything. She listens extremely well. She can pull on a leash, so definitely recommended a harness. Maybe a front-facing harness would be best for her. She loves to lay down. The only thing she really wants to do is lay at your feet. She wants cuddles and love and attention, and she's super curious. She knows her commands. Well, at least sit. That's all she really does need to know. She's not much of a destructive dog. She doesn't want to kill toys or blankets and whatnot. If you would like to meet Millie or any of our other animals, feel free to come down to Forever Paws Animal Shelter. We're located at 300 Linwood Avenue in Fall River, Massachusetts. We're open every day 11 to 4, besides for Wednesdays. Come visit her today.
Hi, welcome to Hot Dogs and Cool Cats, and today we actually have a bird. This right here, we named him Chicken as a joke, but he's actually a dove, as you can no doubt tell. We've got him up here so that he can feel a little bit safer. He's a little stressed out right now. But you know, birds, they can sometimes be like that. But he's a nice enough bird. He's not aggressive in any way. He can just get a little spooked sometimes. And yeah, I mean, he kind of speaks for himself. We have him here at 300 Linwood Street at Forever Paws Animal Shelter at the moment. Soon he'll be at PetSmart over in Fall River. They help us adopt out some of these guys. So if you'd like to meet him, you can inquire here at Forever Paws Animal Shelter or at PetSmart in Fall River.
Some students at Bristol Community College here on Ellsbury Street are asking for patients to sign up for dental hygiene care. Here's more about the program.
And it's a very rigorous program, but it's a great rewarding program, and the students love it. It's a cohort model, so they work together. They're like a family. They start out together, they graduate together, and it's great. In the fall semester, it's the sophomores that see patients. So this semester, they see them at 8 o'clock in the morning and at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. For the spring, the freshmen begin seeing patients. So we are open from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, where the students can see patients and they can schedule.
So anybody from the public can attend?
We appreciate when patients come to the clinic. We have clinic dentists that also volunteer as well. So it's a great experience for the student, and it's also a great experience for the patient. The students are very thorough, so the patients get great care. They do everything from intraoral exams. We do radiography for patients. We do impressions for patients. They do cleanings. We do sealants on adults and children. It's very comprehensive, and the care that we give here is great. The students love it, and the patients, they keep coming back. We have the same patients that come to the clinic every single year. They visit us and they rave about it. They just love the service that they get here, and we're so grateful. So we could use more new patients. It keeps our clinic going, keeps our students happy.
Are there eligibility requirements?
The patients basically are either referred to us from their dentists. So some dentists will have patients come to us for either x-rays, sometimes if they need certain treatments, if they need periodontal scalings, like deep scalings, our students do that here. So patients will come here to the clinic. It's on a donation basis, so if patients don't have insurance, they can come here, and the students certainly are very happy to have those patients to come, to come to the clinic. We also have some parents who might want their students to have sealants done, and we do them again here at the clinic. Our students need to see sealant patients, so that's also a wonderful experience for our students and for the patients as well. Yeah, we pretty much do everything but dental work, but anything dental hygiene related we do. And again, like I mentioned, we have dentists that volunteer and they do exams. So if they see something that needs to be addressed by a dentist, any restorative treatment, we fill out a form, it gets sent to the patient's dentist.
That's it for this edition of FRC Media News. You can catch FRC Media News Thursday and Friday at 6 p.m., but our online news site is available 24/7 at frcmedianews.org. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Donna Mata. Have a great week. We'll see you next Thursday.